We're coming up on 2 years since Hershey announced it was coming back to its Smiths Falls chocolate factory. But there hasn't been a single chip, bar, or candy rolling off the line. What does it mean for the town? Well, I'm here to find out. The factory was built in the 1960s, the first Hershey plant outside Pennsylvania. For nearly half a century, the town and the company went together like milk and cocoa, until the company announced its closure in 2007.
There was a lot of people in tears. It was heartbreaking.
After 32 years making chocolate almonds and Eat More bars, Brent Whiten was one of the last workers there.
They were good to us, good to our families.
He still lives close to the former plant.
I'm always driving by and see if they've got the Hershey sign on there yet, but they still, to this day, do not have the Hershey sign. We don't know if it's staying or it's going, but I hope it does stay because we could use that for Smiths Falls for sure.
He has binders of photos and other mementos and is planning a reunion for former employees. He also remembers the factory was a major tourist draw, attracting about 500,000 visitors a year, like Harrison Barconnor, who visited from near Ottawa when he was 4.
Especially as a kid, the facility just seemed like it was absolutely infinite.
He built this 1:87 scale model of the factory.
And just the amount of different stuff going on, you know, you got chocolate being stirred in one vat over here, you got Reese's Pieces rolling down a production line in another area.
In replicating little details, he also became fascinated with the plant's history.
It's between Montreal, Ottawa, and Toronto. It's got rail line access. It's probably one of the biggest industrial buildings in the region, too.
After Hershey left, the plant was empty for years. It was almost demolished before Tweed, later known as Canopy Growth, bought it for its cannabis business. There was a boom, hundreds of millions of dollars of investments. The plant nearly doubled its footprint. Satu Bakery had large monthly catering orders from Canopy before the cannabis company downsized, moved out of the factory, and set up shop across the street.
Nobody was happy to hear that news. It has certainly reduced the amount of business that we see here in my business, but across the community. That is part of what people are optimistic about with Hershey opening up there, is the potential for that, a resurgence of that kind of opportunity.
In summer 2023, Mayor Sean Panko welcomed Hershey's $53 million purchase of the plant.
Like how sweet it is.
So nearly 2 years later, the parking lot is empty except for a handful of cars. There's maintenance work, but not much else.
I would have hoped to have seen more development by now, but I respect that they've got a business plan they're fulfilling.
There have been more questions lately.
Since the tariff narrative has hit us all, more people have been concerned that, well, will this potentially impact Hershey's plans here?
The plant could be used for any Hershey product from savory to sweet, and that's keeping Panko optimistic. But the candy industry is vulnerable in a trade war. 80% of the candy and sugar products made in Canada are exported to the U.S. It's hard to make long-term plans when you're not sure who your customers might be.
Any firm must make that business decision thinking, are we expecting tariffs at the long term? Are they going to come back? Is that the new reality? Or is it just a fad that's going to last a short term?
There has been a modest signal of Hershey's commitment. They're sponsoring Smiths Falls Old Home Week, a once-in-a-quarter-century celebration of the town coming up this summer. But even as organizers talk to Hershey about the event, they have to wait and see like everyone else.
Are there going to be jobs, for one thing, and then are there going to be tours so we can watch it again?
Whiten wants to take a tour himself to see how it's changed, but there's one thing he wants back for sure.
I would like to see chocolate come back in the plant, because the aroma of chocolate in the town, we miss that big time.
In an email, Hershey repeated the plant was a strategic acquisition for its supply chain towards its, quote, leading snacking powerhouse vision. But they say it's too early to speculate about job creation and timelines. If you're on the outside, there's little you can do but speculate and hope that vision doesn't melt away. Matthew Kupfer, CBC News, Smiths Falls, Ontario.